All right, moving on. Let's talk about some faulty listening behaviors. These are things that we do or types of people that impairs our ability to actually listen cleanly and understand well. The first one are pseudo listeners. Those are people that act like they're listening, leaning in, doing the yep, those are the kind of things, but they're really not paying attention. It's like talking to someone watching a football game and they're like, yeah, honey, oh yeah, no, yeah, whatever, yeah, go, yeah. You know, these are the ones that act like they're listening, but they really didn't hear a word you said. None of us are guilty of that ever, right? All right, the next one are selective listeners. Those are those people that okay, let's face it, it's pretty much the stereotypical teenager. Someone says, the teenager says, hey, Dad, can I borrow the car tonight? And they're like, sure, but you need to clean your room first. What they actually heard was, sure, you can take the car. They didn't hear about the clean the room. That's selective listening, picking bits and pieces and ignoring the rest. So you're only hearing what you want to hear. Now, similar to this, and something that comes across kind of that way and is really confused on the test, and that's insulated listeners. So where selective listeners pick and choose little bits and pieces, insulated listeners block entire topics. They insulate themselves away from things. For example, if you've got someone that likes to talk religion or politics or excessively goes into the Harry Potter fandoms and all the fan fiction, and they want to tell you all the details of all the things, as soon as they start talking, you wall it off and you don't even hear it. That's the idea of insulated listening. The next one is defensive listening. These are people that feel like they're attacked anytime you speak to them. No matter what you say, they will find the tweak, the way that it needs to be done in order for them to make it feel like it's against them. And that's the way they always take it. Now, this is actually tied a little bit with the next one, which are ambushers. These are people that sit and wait and they listen to what you're saying and they'll take your words to use against you to try to attack you with them. So you can be a defensive listener, taking things personally, and then take the other part and using to attack. So I'm sure we've known several of these people in some point in time or another. The next one are insensitive listeners. And if you remember me discussing about nonverbal learning disorder, it's the idea of not being able to recognize nonverbal cues like sarcasm or facial expressions or whatever. Insensitive listeners are those people. These are ones that don't pick up all the nonverbals, all the things that go along with it, and they only hear the words. So when you tell someone, fine, go jump in a lake, they're actually thinking you're saying go jump in a lake. So those are a little more rare, but they do exist. And it is something, emotional intelligence is something that's learned, as we've talked about in previous lectures. And so somebody who is excessively low emotional intelligence, missing the social cues and some of the other issues, those are the kind of people that may experience this kind of situation. But as a transmitter, you have to recognize that in the people and adjust accordingly. And the last one are stage hogs. You know those people. They're the ones that have done everything better, sooner, faster, always that one-upmanship. They're always that. They're the ones that if you're having that conversation and you're talking to them, you know full well that at some point in time, that conversation is going to shift to them. They're either going to overpower it and make it about them, or they're literally just going to change the topic to what they want to talk about. So those are your 5 faulty listening behaviors, and we'll see you in the next video.